A common thing to want to do when you're working in R is to get data from a file and put it into R, for example into a data frame, or having done something in R, to write data out to a file. Now, if you're going to do that, you have to tell R where to go to find this data or where you want it to put the data. R has a concept of the working directory, which is the place where it will always go to look for this data, or where it will put data if you want to write data out. And you can either find out what this working directory is or set it to be what you want it to be. So for example, say I have data on my computer in a file called metabolicrate.csv, and I want to read it into a data frame in R. So I could write this. So I could call my data frame df, and I'll use the read.csv command, and I could say metabolicrate.csv, and I could try that and just use the file name itself and see what happens. And it gives me an error. That's because it's gone to what is the current working directory. I don't know what that is, although I could find out, to look for that file, and that file isn't there. So what I can do is I can find out what the working directory is, and I can do that using the command get working directory. This is one way to do it. And it tells me it's in this hierarchy. The top layer is called users, then there's a sublayer called MBH, then documents, then MS, then some folder MSCES. So that folder MSCES is what it currently thinks is the working directory, and that's not where my metabolic rate file is. So what I'd like to do is set the working directory to be the directory, which is another name for folder, where the metabolic rate file is. A few ways to do that. The most easy way, probably, if you're in RStudio, is to go to the session menu at the top here, go down to set working directory, then at the bottom there, choose directory, and then go look for it on your file system. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? I think it was that one, wasn't it? No, it's I happen to know that this particular file is in this directory here. Okay, so you've gone to the place on your computer where the file that you're interested in resides, and you set that to be your working directory. And you see that set WD appeared there. So what I've done was the equivalent of having written that command. If I now do get working directory, can you see there's a different pathway there? And now it's pointing to this data folder where I happen to know that this file that I want to read into R exists. So if I now scroll back to my original command, where I've got just the file name there, I should find that file. And it does. Ta-da! And can you see up in the top right here in my environment window, I've created this data frame from the data in that CSV file. So splendid. Another way I could have done it is I could have used that set working directory command there. Okay, so you can do set working directory, get working directory from the command line if you want, or you can do it over here, bottom right, in the files menu. Can you see if you go to files here and then go to more, you can there's this option here, set as working directory, and what it will set as the working directory is whatever directory is currently appearing in this file screen, and you can scroll through your entire computer using this up arrow here, and then clicking into whichever one you want to go into, and get to, just as I did earlier, get to whichever directory you're interested in, and then use set working directory there. Okay. So look, there's a few ways that should help you, but the main way is to go to session, set working directory, and then choose it through this option here. Okay. I hope that was helpful.